Welcome to your personalized deep dive.
Mm,
Today we're going to help you totally nail that interview for a business studies and economics teacher position at a secondary school.
that's right.
We've got these awesome guides from RoleCatcher. One's all about the career path, and the other's jam-packed with potential interview questions.
That's good.
So our mission is to equip you, not just with answers, but with really smart approaches to those questions.
Yeah,
So you can stand out from the crowd.
exactly. It's not just about you know, listing facts and figures. It's about, showing that you get the role, the challenges, the opportunities.
Totally. So let's jump right in with some of those tricky interview questions you might get asked.
Okay.
This one's a classic. Tell us about your experience in designing and implementing lesson plans.
Ooh, this one's all about showing off your organizational skills.
Yeah.
And, how deeply you understand the curriculum.
For sure. So it's not enough to just say yep, I've created lesson plans before.
No.
You really got to show you have a thoughtful approach.
Exactly. The key thing here is to highlight how you align your lesson plans with curriculum standards
Okay.
and how you break down complex concepts into, bite-sized pieces for your students.
Yeah, make it digestible.
Yeah.
And don't forget about assessment.
Right? Of course.
It's not just about teaching, it's about making sure those students are actually learning.
Absolutely. Mention your experience with, formative and summative assessments.
Right.
So formative assessments to, check for understanding throughout the lesson, and summative assessments to evaluate, overall learning at the end of a unit.
It's like having a constant feedback loop, right? Okay, so what would be a really good follow-up question you could ask the interviewer to show your initiative?
You could ask something like, does the school encourage teachers to collaborate on curriculum design?
Oh, that's a good one.
And are there any, professional development opportunities to help me refine my curriculum development skills?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
It shows you're a team player, but you're also eager to learn and grow,
Yeah.
right, within that school's environment. Now, how can RoleCatcher's AI tools, how can they be helpful in preparing for a question like this?
So RoleCatcher's AI can be super helpful here.
Yeah.
Their CV tailoring tool analyzes job descriptions and picks out the specific skills they're looking for.
Okay.
So if they're mentioning, curriculum development or differentiated instruction,
Yeah.
make sure those skills are front and center on your CV.
Got it. So it's data-driven, helping you put your best foot forward.
Exactly. Okay, ready for the next question?
Hit me.
All right, this one focuses on inclusivity. How do you ensure that students of different skill levels and learning styles are able to succeed in your classes?
Oh, okay. Differentiated instruction.
Yes.
It's all about meeting students where they are and helping them thrive.
It is, but you've got to go deeper than the basics. Show them, that you really understand how to, cater to individual needs.
Yeah.
Start by, acknowledging the diverse range of learners that you're going to have in a secondary school.
Right.
And then explain, how you use assessments
Yeah.
to identify student strengths and areas for growth.
Okay.
You could mention things like pre-assessments or formative assessments, like quick quizzes,
Gotcha.
to check their understanding during a lesson.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's the instruction itself.
Yeah.
How do you adapt your teaching to make sure everyone's supported?
Yeah. How do you adapt? What's in your toolbox?
Exactly. This is where you can get creative.
Yeah.
Share some examples, like have you use visuals, hands-on activities, group projects, technology. Anything to make learning accessible to everyone.
I love the idea of creating those learning stations.
Yeah.
Where students can rotate,
Yeah, that's a great example.
through activities tailored to their learning style and at their own pace.
And don't forget about, that individual support.
Yeah.
Maybe you've offered one-on-one tutoring
Yeah.
or created small group interventions for students who need that extra help.
Right. It's about showing that you're committed to every student's success,
Exactly.
not just the high achievers.
And to really make your answers stand out, give specific examples from your own teaching experience.
That's great advice. What about a follow-up question for this one?
You could ask, does the school have a learning support center or specialists who can assist students with specific learning needs?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Because it shows that you're thinking about collaboration.
Yeah.
And how to make this school a truly inclusive learning environment.
Exactly.
Now, how about RoleCatcher's AI for this one?
So their interview practice feature can be a total game changer.
Yeah.
Imagine you're practicing your answer, right? And the AI suggests adding specific details about your past differentiation strategies.
Oh.
So instead of just saying, I use a variety of activities, you could say, I've created interactive simulations, hands-on experiments, and digital storytelling projects to cater to different learning styles.
Right, you're painting a picture.
Yeah.
Not just, like, throwing out buzzwords. Okay, next question.
Okay, let's talk tech. Can you describe your experience with using technology in the classroom?
Okay.
Yeah.
So technology, obviously such a crucial part of education these days.
Huge.
Right. But it's always evolving. Like, how do we show we're tech savvy without sounding outdated?
Yeah, the key is to focus on how you've integrated technology meaningfully into your lessons. Don't just, list off all the programs or gadgets,
Name drop.
Yeah, exactly. Explain how you've actually used them to, enhance learning.
Okay, so how have you used them? Like, give us an example.
Have you used interactive whiteboards for, brainstorming sessions, online simulations to make abstract concepts more concrete?
Oh, that's a good one, yeah.
Yeah. And what about using technology to support different learning styles?
Good point.
Maybe you've used educational apps or assistive technology for students with specific needs.
Yeah, or, it's important to show that you're adaptable and, like, willing to learn new technologies.
Yeah, absolutely. Mention any professional development you've done in ed tech.
Okay.
Or online communities, where you engage and stay current.
Yeah, places where you're keeping up on the trends.
Exactly. It's about showing yourself as a lifelong learner who embraces new tools to enhance the student experience.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
What would be a good follow-up question to ask for this one?
You could ask about the school's infrastructure and resources for technology integration.
Oh, okay.
So, something like, does the school have a dedicated IT support team for teachers?
Oh, that's practical.
Yeah. What's the school's policy on BYOD? Bring your own device.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because it shows that you're thinking practically about how to utilize technology within their specific setup.
Right. Not just assuming that they have everything.
Yeah.
So back to RoleCatcher. Any, special tips for this question?
Their CV tailoring tool is great here.
Yeah.
It analyzes the job description, looking for those keywords related to technology.
Okay.
So if the description mentions specific programs or emphasizes, digital literacy, you want to make sure your CV reflects those skills.
Got it. Align it with what they're looking for.
Exactly.
Makes sense. What's our next question?
Okay, let's get into assessment. How do you assess student learning and provide feedback on their progress?
Okay. Assessment.
Yeah.
It's essential, but it can also be, a bit anxiety-inducing.
Yeah, for sure.
For students. How do we emphasize its value for learning in our answer?
The key is to emphasize that you see assessment as part of the learning process, not just about grades. Explain how you use a range of methods to, gather information about their understanding, to guide your instruction.
It's about using assessment formatively.
Yes.
To inform your teaching and help students get better.
Yes.
Not just at the very end to evaluate their, final performance.
Exactly. Talk about your experience with, pre-assessments, formative assessments like quizzes and exit tickets.
Yeah.
And then, of course, summative assessments like tests and projects.
The whole gamut.
Yeah.
And, of course, providing timely and constructive feedback, that's key, too.
Absolutely. Explain how you provide specific, actionable feedback that helps students grow. So maybe you use rubrics to provide clear criteria.
Yeah.
Or you offer one-on-one conferences to discuss their work.
Yeah, show that you're invested in helping students understand where they're at, what they're good at, and, areas where they need to grow. Now, this question seems like a good opportunity to get a little creative with your assessment methods.
Absolutely, yeah. Don't limit yourself to just traditional tests and quizzes.
Right. What else is there?
Mention things like peer assessment.
Oh, yeah.
Self-reflection activities.
Love it.
Or even student-led portfolio development.
Right, get them involved. Okay, what would be a strong follow-up question here?
You could ask, does the school have a standardized grading system?
Okay.
Are there opportunities for teachers to collaborate on assessment design?
Oh, I like that. It shows that you're, thinking big picture, not just, in your own little silo. Okay, so any RoleCatcher AI tips for this question?
Their interview practice feature is great for this.
Okay.
It might suggest highlighting specific assessment strategies that, match the job description's keywords.
Yeah, okay.
So if it emphasizes data-driven instruction, mention your experience with using data from those formative assessments to, guide your teaching decisions.
Gotcha. So tailor your answer to their specific needs and priorities.
Exactly.
Okay, what's next?
All right, this one's about staying up to date. How do you stay up to date with changes in the business studies and economics curriculum and incorporate them into your teaching practice?
Ooh. Okay, the world of education is constantly changing.
Always.
So how do we convince them that we're not, stuck in the past?
The key here is to demonstrate a growth mindset and a real commitment to professional development.
Yep.
Acknowledge that business and economics, they're constantly evolving.
Right.
So educators need to stay informed.
We don't want to be teaching them stuff that's obsolete by the time they graduate.
Exactly. So share specific examples of professional development that you've done.
Okay.
Conferences, online courses, professional organizations,
Yeah.
anything that shows you're actively, keeping up with the latest developments.
Staying informed, yeah. And don't just say, I attended.
No.
Explain what you learned and how you applied it.
Exactly.
Did you, revamp a unit or a lesson? Did you integrate a new technology?
Precisely. Yeah. Give those concrete examples. You can also mention staying current through industry publications, following experts on social media, or even connecting with other teachers online.
Yeah, lots of ways to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, what about a follow-up question we could ask on this topic?
You could ask about the school's approach to supporting teacher professional development.
Okay.
So something like, does the school provide funding for teachers to attend conferences or online courses?
I like that.
Are there opportunities for mentorship or peer coaching?
So you're showing that you're eager to learn from them and, contribute to a culture of, professional learning.
Exactly.
Within the school. Now, any RoleCatcher wisdom for this one?
Yeah. Their CV tailoring tool can analyze the job description, looking for keywords about professional development.
Okay.
So if they emphasize industry knowledge, you want to make sure you're using those keywords on your CV to highlight your commitment to staying current.
It's all about speaking their language. Okay, I'm ready for another challenging question. Hit me.
All right, let's tackle one that can sometimes throw people off. Can you describe a time when you had to handle a difficult situation with a student or parent?
Ooh. The behavioral question.
The dreaded behavioral question.
Right. They can be tough. Why are they so important, though?
Because they want to see your professionalism.
Okay.
Your problem-solving skills.
Yeah.
Your commitment to communication.
It's not about showing that you've, never had a difficult student.
Yeah.
Or, everyone who's upset about something.
Exactly.
It's about how you handle those situations.
Yeah. So choose an example where you successfully dealt with a challenging interaction.
Right.
So maybe a disruptive student or a parent upset about their child's grade. And, when you're describing the situation, use the STAR method.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great way to structure your answer.
Okay, remind us. What's STAR?
STAR stands for situation, task, action, and result.
Okay, got it.
So briefly describe, the situation, the task you had to do, the actions you took, and then the result of your actions.
And when you're discussing the actions you took, really highlight those positive steps that you took to resolve the issue.
Yeah.
Show off your communication skills. Show them how you can problem solve and that you have empathy.
Yes.
For both the student and the parent.
And don't forget to mention any, school policies or procedures that you followed.
Right, yeah.
That shows you're aware of, the school's guidelines.
Yeah, you're not a loose cannon.
Exactly.
What's a good follow-up question we could ask?
You could ask about the school's approach to, supporting positive behavior.
Okay.
And addressing student needs. So something like, does the school have a tiered system of support for students who are struggling behaviorally? Are there opportunities to collaborate with counselors or specialists?
Yeah, you're thinking holistically about the whole environment. Okay, so RoleCatcher insights for this one.
So their interview practice feature might suggest strengthening your language.
Okay.
To emphasize your confidence in, handling tricky situations.
Gotcha.
So instead of saying, I tried to talk to the student, you could say, I initiated a private conversation with the student to address their disruptive behavior.
It's a subtle shift, but it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
More authority, but not harsh.
Yeah.
What else? What's next?
All right, let's move on to a question that digs into deeper learning. How do you promote critical thinking and problem-solving skills in your business studies and economics classes?
Ooh, that's a good one. So it's not just about them learning facts and figures. It's about what they can do with that knowledge.
Exactly. It's essential to communicate that, critical thinking and problem solving aren't just, standalone skills.
Yeah.
They're habits of mind that need to be developed throughout the learning process.
Right? Like, we want students who can analyze information.
Yes.
Evaluate evidence.
Yeah.
Form arguments, make judgments.
Absolutely.
And they're going to need those skills way beyond the classroom.
Absolutely. So share specific examples of how you've, given opportunities for critical thinking.
Yeah, how have you done it?
And problem solving in your lessons.
Okay.
Have you used case studies to, get them to apply economic principles to real-world scenarios?
Oh, that's a good one, yeah.
Facilitated debates to, help them consider multiple perspectives?
Yeah, love debates. What about simulations?
Oh, simulations are great.
Yeah.
Because it allows them to experience those complexities.
Yeah.
Decision-making.
Right.
In a safe and, engaging environment.
Yeah, no real-world consequences in the simulation.
Exactly.
Yeah, great.
And don't underestimate the power of, open-ended questions.
Okay, yeah.
So instead of just questions with a single right answer, challenge them to think critically and creatively. Yeah.
By exploring different possibilities.
Get them thinking.
Exactly.
Not just memorizing. And don't forget about modeling those skills yourself, right?
Of course.
Like, show them that you're not afraid to grapple with complex ideas.
Absolutely,
And, be open to new perspectives and challenge assumptions.
Yeah. We're
learning alongside them. What would be a good follow-up question on this one?
You could ask about the school's, overall approach to promoting those higher order thinking skills.
Okay.
So something like, does the school have any, initiatives or programs that encourage interdisciplinary learning or project-based learning?
Well, I like that, yeah. So you're connecting your teaching to their, larger goals for student development.
Exactly.
Now, before we move on to the next question, any RoleCatcher AI tips for this one?
Their CV tailoring tool can pick out those keywords related to critical thinking, problem solving, innovation.
Yeah.
Use those keywords strategically in your CV to highlight your expertise in these areas. It's all about, aligning yourself with their priorities.
Yeah.
What other questions should we be prepared for?
Okay, let's talk about connecting learning to the real world. How do you ensure that your students are prepared for real-world applications of business studies and economics?
This is so important, right? Like, we want our students to be able to use what they've learned.
Absolutely.
Beyond just passing a test.
It's about showing that you understand that education isn't just about acquiring knowledge.
Yeah.
It's about applying it to real-world situations.
For sure. So how do we bridge that gap between theory and practice?
Exactly. Explain how you, bridge that gap in your teaching.
Right. Like, how do you make it real for them?
So you want them to see the connections between what they're learning and the real world.
Yeah.
Share some examples of how you've, included real-world applications in your lessons.
Okay.
Have you invited guest speakers from local businesses?
Oh, that's good.
Taken students on field trips?
Love it, yeah. What about project-based learning?
Project-based learning is fantastic for this.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they get to tackle these authentic problems.
Yeah.
And develop solutions, like, with real-world impact.
Absolutely. And don't forget about, the value of internships.
Oh, yeah.
Apprenticeships.
Ah.
Other work-based learning experiences.
Right. Get them out in the field.
Yeah.
So it's all about helping them develop those transferable skills that they're going to need in a world that's constantly changing.
Exactly.
What about a follow-up question for this one?
You could inquire about the school's resources and partnerships for real-world learning.
Okay.
So, does the school have a career counseling center? A program that connects students with mentors in their fields?
Ooh, that's a good one. Shows that you're thinking about the long term.
Yeah.
Before we move on to the next question, any tips from RoleCatcher?
Their interview practice feature might suggest adding specific details to your answer. So instead of saying, I try to make my lessons relevant, you could say, I designed a project where students developed a business plan for a local nonprofit organization.
Right. Make it concrete.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question.
Okay, let's tackle one that can sometimes throw people off.
Yeah.
What is your teaching philosophy?
Ooh, this one's all about showing them who you are as an educator.
It is. They want to understand your beliefs about teaching and learning and how those beliefs, shape what you do in the classroom.
Okay.
So it's your chance to show off your passion
Mm-hmm.
for education and your commitment to student success.
So how do we approach this?
Be authentic, be genuine.
Yeah.
Don't just say what you think they want to hear.
Right.
Really reflect on your experiences and your beliefs about teaching.
Mm.
So think about, what are your core values?
Okay.
As an educator.
Yeah.
What are your goals for your students? What do you think is the most effective way to teach?
Like, get to the heart of it.
Yeah, exactly. And once you've identified those key beliefs, think about how they translate into action.
Right. How does it look in the classroom?
Yeah.
Not just in theory.
How do you create a positive and supportive learning environment?
Yeah.
How do you engage students and, foster a love of learning?
Right.
How do you differentiate instruction?
Yeah.
Don't just, tell them your philosophy. Show them how it comes to life.
Love that. Yeah. Use concrete examples to make your points.
Exactly.
So, for example, if you believe in student-centered learning, talk about a project.
Yes.
Where students took charge.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Maybe they designed their own research study or something.
Absolutely. And if you're someone who believes in, collaborative learning, describe a lesson where the students work together.
Oh, yeah.
To solve a problem.
Yeah.
The key is to be specific and show how your philosophy plays out in your actions.
Right. It's not just like a theoretical thing. It's what you actually do. And, don't be afraid to connect your teaching philosophy to the school's mission and values.
Absolutely. Research the school's website.
Okay.
Familiarize yourself with their approach.
Yeah.
And think about how your beliefs match up with their values.
Right. How can you contribute to their mission?
Yeah.
Great advice. We would be a good follow-up question for this one.
You could ask, what professional development opportunities are there for teachers to, further develop their philosophy and practice?
Oh, that's a good one. It shows that you're committed to growth.
Yeah.
As an educator. Okay, before we move on, let's see how RoleCatcher's AI can be helpful for this question.
So RoleCatcher's AI can actually help you find keywords.
Okay.
And phrases that resonate with the school's mission and values.
Right.
So this is super useful when you're refining your answer.
Yeah.
And tailoring it to that specific school.
Yeah, make it specific.
Yeah.
Okay, ready for another question?
Absolutely. This one's all about classroom management. How do you establish a positive and productive learning environment in your classroom?
Oh, okay, classroom management.
Yeah.
So this is all about showing that you can create a classroom where students feel safe, respected, and motivated to learn.
Exactly. And showing that you have, a proactive approach to managing behavior.
Okay.
And creating that culture of respect.
So how do we approach this?
Think about, the specific strategies that you use to establish routines.
Okay.
Procedures, expectations.
Right.
Do you have a clear set of rules
Yeah.
and consequences?
Mm-hmm.
How do you communicate those to students and parents?
Okay.
How do you build relationships with your students and create that, sense of community?
Those are all really important factors, yeah.
Yeah.
What about dealing with challenging behaviors, though?
That's a key part.
Because, let's be realistic, not every student is going to be perfectly behaved all the time.
Exactly. So explain your approach. Do you use a restorative justice approach? A system of rewards and consequences?
Right.
How do you get the parents involved?
Yeah, how do you loop them in? So be specific and give examples.
Right.
From your own experience. And, highlight your strengths. Are you, known for being calm and patient? Right. Or your ability to, de-escalate a situation.
Exactly.
Building rapport with students. Let them know that you can create a positive learning environment for everyone.
Yeah.
So what's a good follow-up question we could ask on this one?
You could ask, what resources and support systems are there for teachers? To address behavior and promote a positive school climate.
It shows you're thinking about the bigger picture.
Yeah.
And how you fit into it.
Yeah.
Okay. RoleCatcher AI tips.
So their AI can be helpful in finding that specific language that resonates with the school's culture and expectations around classroom management.
Okay. So tailor it to them. Got it. Okay. Last question.
One more. Let's get into differentiated instruction. How do you meet the needs of diverse learners in your classroom?
Okay.
All right.
Differentiated instruction. This is all about showing that you get the importance of providing individualized support.
It is. And it's about showing off your knowledge of, different learning styles, intelligences, and exceptionalities.
So where do we start with this one?
Start by acknowledging that you're going to have a diverse range of learners in a secondary school setting.
Right. Different needs, different strengths.
And then talk about your experience in, figuring out their strengths.
Yeah, this is.
And their experience in, figuring out their areas for growth.
Yeah, where they need to grow. Okay, so then what?
And then dive into the specific strategies you use to differentiate.
Okay.
Do you use, tiered assignments, learning centers, flexible grouping, technology, a range of assessment methods?
Right, like what's in your toolbox?
Yeah. And how do you make sure that all students have access to the curriculum and are able to achieve success?
That's the goal.
Yeah.
So be specific, give examples, right?
Yeah, always use examples.
And don't be afraid to highlight your, creativity and flexibility in designing those lessons that meet everyone's needs.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, what's a good follow-up question here?
You could ask, what resources and support systems are available to teachers for differentiating instruction?
Okay.
And providing individualized support to students.
So you're showing them that you're thinking about collaboration.
Yeah.
And creating a truly inclusive learning environment.
Exactly.
Now, how about RoleCatcher's AI for this one?
Their AI can be really valuable for finding keywords and phrases related to differentiated instruction and inclusive teaching practices.
So we can use this information to, tailor our answer.
Yeah.
And make sure we're hitting the right points.
Exactly.
The skills and experience that are most relevant to the school.
It's about showing that you're a knowledgeable and adaptable educator who's committed to, meeting everyone's needs.
Love it. Okay, I think we've covered a good range of questions for this deep dive.
We have. We've definitely touched on the key areas that you'll probably encounter in an interview for this role.
But before we, wrap up this section, I want to emphasize something crucial.
Okay.
It's not just about memorizing answers.
No.
It's about really understanding, what's behind those answers.
Yeah.
And showing that you are genuinely passionate about teaching. So as you prepare for your interview, just be yourself. Showcase your strengths, your experiences, and let that enthusiasm for business studies and economics shine through.
Absolutely.
Welcome back to the final part of your personalized deep dive. We're focusing on prepping you for that business studies and economics teacher interview.
That's right.
We've talked about those tough interview questions, explored the career path a bit, and how technology fits into the classroom. But now, let's get into some deeper stuff that'll help you really nail this interview.
Okay, sounds good.
It's not just about, spitting out the right answers.
Yeah.
You got to show your passion.
Right.
Your insights, your commitment to making a difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's start with a question that often pops up.
Yeah.
What are your long-term goals as a business studies and economics teacher?
Oh, this is a good one. It's all about showing them your vision, your ambition. They want to see that you're not just looking for any job.
Right.
That you're really into this.
Yeah.
You're committed to making a difference.
It's about showing them you're in it for the long haul.
Yeah, that you're a lifelong learner, always looking to grow.
Exactly. So when you answer this question, think about what you really want to achieve. Do you see yourself as a head of department?
Okay.
A curriculum developer? Maybe even like a researcher in the field?
Right.
Or maybe you're super passionate about mentoring new teachers or, coming up with cool new teaching methods.
Those are all great goals.
Whatever you want to do, be specific. Lay it out clearly. And don't be afraid to dream big.
Yeah, for sure.
And, connect those goals back to the school. How do your goals match up with their mission?
Yeah.
What's their vision for students?
You could even follow up by asking, what opportunities are there for professional growth and leadership development at this school?
Oh, that's a good one. Shows them you're thinking ahead. Now, how can those RoleCatcher AI tools help us here?
RoleCatcher's AI is really great for this kind of thing. Their career path exploration tool, it can give you some really helpful insights into the different career paths you could take.
Oh, interesting.
You can use that info to refine your goals and figure out, what skills you need to develop to get there.
It's like having a map for your career.
Exactly. Okay, you ready for another question?
Hit me with it.
All right, this one's really relevant to our field. How do you envision the future of business studies and economics education?
Oh, that's a big one.
It is. It's all about showing that you're thinking ahead, that you understand what's happening in the field.
It's about showing them that you're not just teaching from a textbook.
Right.
You're thinking about, what learning is going to look like in the future.
Yeah, and how to prepare those students for a world that's always changing.
Exactly. So think about the things that are changing the world of business and economics. Globalization, technology, sustainability, social responsibility, all of that. How is all of that going to affect how we teach?
That's the key question.
What skills are our students going to need? How can we use technology to make learning better?
You could follow up with, what is the school doing to integrate these emerging trends into the curriculum?
Oh, good one.
Yeah.
Shows them you're not just aware of the trends, you're ready to be part of the solution.
Exactly.
Now, how about RoleCatcher AI for this one?
Their AI can help you figure out what skills and knowledge are really in demand in business and economics.
That's helpful.
You can use that to shape your vision for the future of education.
Okay, I like that.
And make sure you're getting those students ready for the jobs of tomorrow.
Making sure what we're teaching is relevant. All right, last question.
Last question.
Okay, bring it on.
Okay, here it is. What impact do you hope to make as a business studies and economics teacher?
This one is all about the heart.
It is. It's about your passion, your purpose, your commitment to making a difference.
It's your chance to tell them why you chose this path.
Yeah.
What do you want to achieve with your students?
Think about the kind of people you want your students to become. Do you want them to be critical thinkers? Problem solvers?
Yeah.
Ethical leaders?
Maybe you want to empower them to understand how the global economy works.
Yeah.
Make good financial decisions.
Or maybe you just want to spark their passion for business and economics. Encourage them to chase their dreams.
It's about inspiring them.
It is. Be genuine. Let your passion come through.
And connect your impact back to the school.
Right.
How do your goals fit in with theirs?
For a final follow-up, you could ask, what opportunities are there for teachers to get involved in extracurriculars or community programs?
Oh, that's good.
That supports student learning and development.
Shows them that you're willing to go the extra mile to make a difference.
Yeah, and that you understand that learning happens everywhere.
Not just in the classroom. Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have. We talked about the career path, the importance of technology, and some key topics in business studies and economics.
It's been a great deep dive. But before we sign off, I want to emphasize one more thing.
Okay.
The interview, it's not just them grilling you.
Right.
It's a chance for you to learn about them, too.
Exactly. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Get a feel for the school.
Yeah. See if it's the right fit. And most importantly, be confident. Be excited. You've picked an amazing and challenging job.
It is.
Let your love for teaching shine through. And remember, RoleCatcher has your back.
They do.
Their AI tools and resources are incredible.
They can help you prepare for that interview.
Yeah.
Navigate your career. Achieve your goals.
We've only just scratched the surface of what they offer, so go check out their website. Take advantage of all that personalized guidance they offer.
And most importantly, believe in yourself.
Yeah.
You can make a real difference.
So go out there, ace that interview, and start your journey as a business studies and economics teacher.
Good luck. You got this.
We're rooting for you.